A glimpse back
To white dresses and bouquets of roses.
to saber arches and military formations.
To the symbolism of honor and reward reflected in a shining ring.
The students of Virginia Tech taking part in traditions born decades before.
Traditions that will be repeated by the generations of students who follow.
This is the ribbon through time that connects Hokie's past, present, and future. This is the ring dance at Virginia Tech. Since 1911, there has been a Virginia Tech class ring. It embodies the traditions of the university and reflects an ever-changing campus. Beginning in 1934, the ring dance is where the junior class finally receives this symbol of their hard work and accomplishment.
The ring symbolizes Virginia Tech. I mean, I didn't know about it before I got here, but I certainly learned about it early in my freshman year when a junior asked me to support him at ring dance. And at the time, I didn't know what he was talking about. But over the next few months, as I helped understand and began to get him ready, then I really began to see the significance of the ring. Every college has a ring, but the ring almost defines your experience at Virginia Tech.
Oh, my ring represents to me an accomplishment. I did it. I graduated from VPI and I still have my ring, and I won the honor of wearing it. You had to earn it. It's not something you just go by. You have to earn the privilege of wearing the Tech ring.
Back in those days, this was right in the depth of the Depression, and the money that we received for being in the Corps from the government for our military training was the difference between being able to buy a ring or not buy one. And to get it was a great, great privilege and something that we looked forward to, and once we got it, we were so proud of it and so elated to have that reminder of our days in the Corps and at Blacksburg.
The ring dance celebration has always been a two-night affair. In the earliest years, the elaborately decorated dance was held in War Memorial Gym. At that time, there was a formal dance both nights.
Our ring dance was in what they called the War Memorial Hall, and it was the gymnasium. It was where we played basketball. And we decorated that basketball court, basically. The front of it looked like a colonial mansion, like Tara, and had the columns, and we went to the Hart farm and stole azaleas and put them in the yard. That was in the middle of the night one night, and we decorated with trellises. It was lovely. It was lovely.
In 1969, the event moved across campus to Squires Student Center. A pre-dance banquet eventually was added to the formal night event, and the current tradition includes a banquet on Friday night with entertainment and the formal ring dance on Saturday night.
Well, I think back in '71, ring dance was the event of your 4 years at Tech. You have to remember back then that the Greeks were not recognized. There was no Greek system. So it was a big deal. You thought about it from your freshman year on. I think the anticipation was half the fun, finding a dress for the girls. It had to be a white long dress for the first night, which was formal. Do you have a date? That was always a big deal. And it was like a wedding with all the different plans, and of course there was rituals and tradition, and that was a big part of it. Yeah, we liked it.
As a freshman, I remember watching the fireworks on the drill field and realizing that they were for ring dance and what a huge tradition this is for this university. And then as a sophomore, I remember helping the class before us get ready for their special night. And then finally, we're juniors, we're getting our rings. 2 years of planning are finally going to end up all going into this one weekend. I've picked out my dress and my flowers. I know that I'll be spending that night with all of my friends. I absolutely can't wait.
And then finally, the day of the dance arrives. When Tech was young, it was a very different time.
Growing up in Blacksburg, ring dances were always a big event in Blacksburg. There were the fireworks, and the girlfriends would come into the dances, and they used to stay in the faculty homes because there weren't any motels. And I used to give up my room for the dance girls and watch them get dressed in their white dresses and red roses and go into ring dances. So that was exciting when I was a little girl. I was in high school. I went to ring dances with my boyfriend, a college boyfriend then. And then when I got to be a junior at Tech, I went to ring dances with my own date, and not a Tech grad, so I invited my date from another school. And I bought a special dress to wear because she had to have a long white dress. Looked for the dress for about a year and paid for my ticket and bought my roses, and that was very exciting. And loved my ring, and wore it all the time. And it was a special ceremony to put the ring on. It was an exciting night.
All the females had a dozen long stem red roses. They were delivered in a beautiful box that was actually embossed with our with Ring Dance 1971 and our class logo on the top of it. And the freshmen brought those to our dorm before the dance, so we had them when we went into the formation.
On Friday night, the ladies will wear all white floor-length evening dresses with bell or sheath skirts and white gloves. Hoops or stiff full skirts are not acceptable. Ladies' attire for Saturday night may be the same as Friday. Floor-length dresses are preferred for Saturday night. Semi-formal or cocktail dresses will be acceptable on Saturday night. Miniskirts are definitely not acceptable either night.
The strict white dress tradition of the past may be gone, but ring dance is still a formal affair. Each woman receives a single red rose as an echo of the original long-stemmed, forever yours red rose bouquets. Every couple, both cadet and civilian, receives 2 ribbons as they enter the dance. These ribbons play an important role in keeping the rings safe before the formal presentation. The gentleman wears his date's ring tied to his wrist with the lighter colored ribbon. And around the lady's wrist is the darker ribbon holding her date's ring.
We were given their rings prior. They did not see them before the ring dance. And there was a ribbon that you tied around your wrist with their ring on it. Once you were in the saber formation, that's when you took it off and they wore it for the first time. And then he had mine and took it off, and I received mine. Everyone marched in, they had a certain formation, and there was a definite time frame to when things happened at the ring dance.
And you know what, it was a combination of the traditions and modern day. Because Friday night, we had a big orchestra and they played orchestra kind of music. Saturday night, it was Little Anthony and the Imperials, who was one of the great soul groups of the 1960s, and the Buckinghams, who were a great rock group and had a song that was one of the #1 hits right around that time. So it was really special because you not only had music, you had music that you heard on the radio.
Music is a big part of ring dance, with performers like Stan Kenton, Duke Ellington, Tommy Dorsey, and Count Basie playing over the years. Continuing this tradition, modern bands pay tribute to the past while also appealing to today's audiences, and the dance floor comes alive. Later in the evening, the ring dance ceremony begins. The class officers are introduced, and the ring dance committee is recognized for its hard work. The committee arranges every detail of the evening, from invitations and decorations to fine dining and entertainment.
In a tradition begun in 1991, each class ring collection and ring dance honors a special person or couple selected by the class. The ring collection is named for the honoree, and that person is recognized at the dance, becoming part of a select few to have such a legacy.
It's definitely an honor to be the honoree.
I'll never forget it. It's just it's a wonderful feeling, and it does have a legacy to it. And I think it's a recognition of service to Virginia Tech.
I was very much elated to know that they even knew that I existed when they called me. And I didn't realize that I'd be doing something like this when I accepted it. However, I'm delighted to be recognized by these young folk.
The ceremony continues as the Corps forms a saber arch and the junior cadets, resplendent in their white senior dress uniforms with maroon sashes, march through the ballroom to form the ring figure, the numerals of their class year. This tradition dates back to the time when Virginia Tech was solely a military college.
As with many traditions in this university, many of them were founded within the Corps of Cadets and evolved as time passed into activities which had real significance for the individual. And it became important whether you were a cadet or a civilian.
I can still remember that feeling of anticipation, knowing that it was just a couple more minutes and we're going to walk down the sidewalk and go into Squires and be in the ring figure, and I was going to get that ring from a very special person. And because the ring dance was the social event, I mean, you couldn't just get a date for it. It had to be someone that was really special to you, because this was the most special weekend of your 4 years at college.
Next, their dates are escorted in by freshman cadets and lined up across from the junior cadets, where they are greeted with a saber salute. The moment when the rings are presented is like no other. The university president proclaims the class rings to be official symbols of both the class and the university. On cue, the saber salute drops, the ribbons are untied, and the students put their rings on for the first time, becoming part of a tradition that unites Virginia Tech students and alumni across the years.
I can remember that first night I couldn't take my eyes off it. You'd imagined it for years, what it's going to look like. And all of a sudden it's on your right hand, and I just couldn't stop looking at it. I felt like, for the first time in my life, after going through the Corps Cadet system for 2.5 years, for the first time in my life I felt like a Techman because I had the ring on. That is on my finger. I swear that my love will linger.
This special moment is accompanied by the singing of Moonlight and VPI. Commissioned by the class of 1943, the song was written by renowned band leader Fred Waring and broadcast live over the CBS National Radio Network during the ring dance. And every year since then, the song has been performed at the dance to honor the moment. It's not part of the program, but almost every year there's another, more personal declaration made at this time. One that makes the night even more special for a couple as they become engaged at the ring dance. A colorful balloon drop punctuates the ceremony.
But it just wouldn't be Virginia Tech without a unique touch to the evening. No one is quite sure how that first one got in that ring dance so many years ago, but ever since, a special four-legged guest has made the rounds on the dance floor. It's believed that the Corps extends the invitation, but the truth remains hidden somewhere in the mythology of the university.
The dance continues, and at midnight, the dancing gives way to fireworks over the drill field, the firing of the Corps' Skipper cannon, and the playing of silver taps, all signifying the end of another ring dance. For each class, the ring collection and the ring dance are uniquely their own, and yet these traditions weave the students into the fabric of Virginia Tech, with each class that has gone before and each class that will follow.
Hairstyles, clothing, dance moves, all these and more will change with the years. But being a part of the Virginia Tech experience and a member of the Virginia Tech family is forever. The class ring and the ring dance are a part of what binds us together, making us all true Hokies. Virginia Tech for life.